Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of the EcoStruxure Operator Terminal Expert. I'm your host, Leandro Mala, and in this video what we're going to see is how we can update the date and time from a PLC to our HMI. Okay, usually we have, for example, the PLCs on Schneider that have SMTP, so we synchronize the time and then we just share the variables that contain the date and time to the HMI, and then the HMI would update. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to show you how we can do that. So let's go to the software. So I'm going to start from scratch. On my case, I'm going to use the HMISTU 400, and I'm going to use the web viewer of the HMI, so I can show you my screen over here. So select the target, 100, yep. The transfer method is gonna be our Ethernet. The IP address is 192.167.1.64. I'm going to configure the Ethernet in my case. 164. 68.1.1. Ethernet 2. I'm not going to do anything. Options, security level, no. Advanced. Allow. Yep. Data access. I'm going to enable this just because I can. Enable web viewer. Okay, I'm going to enable the web viewer so I can log in and do things. So I'm going to do this. I will create a user. So it's going to be LTA, the group, and the user is going to be LTA, and the password is going to be LTA. Okay. And I have this mark over here because it's the complex password. So I just need to go to settings, complex password disable. Yeah. Then LTA, LTA, and there we go. So I created the user and the web viewer just to access. Okay, it's not directly related to the date and time, but I just want to set up everything. Okay, so what we need to understand is that we have, for example, your particular case, you probably have a PLC, and the PLC has the NTP or SNTP. So you will connect to a server, and the server will send the date and time. Then the PLC synchronize, and then you can divide the different variables if it's in a structure and send that information to the HMI, and the HMI will try to update the date and time. Okay, that's one way, or you can manually adjust the date and time of the HMI. So on the screen, let's go here. We have different toolchains, different objects related to the date and time. I will just one, which is this one, date and time display. So you can have this one, okay, to change the date and time. Let me just create folder from left, put this one here, and I'm going to create a new which is the HMI system. Okay, and I'm going to put the hardware here. So I have access to the hardware configuration. Okay, it's not mandatory, but I recommend you to do it. So in this case, this is the date and time display. Okay, by default it just will show 0 because it doesn't have a variable. Okay, let me just simulate. Just display the default value. Okay, it doesn't do anything. Okay, you can modify, but it's not going to change anything at all because it's not linked to anything. Okay, so here what we need to do is to go to functions, and here we just define current value, and we need to attach this to something. That something could be, for example, on target 01, and here we just need to define the HMI date and time. Here, date and time. If you define two ways, there's going to modify it. Okay. Here you can change also the format in case you wanted to. So if I go now, simulate, it should have the date and time from my PC. Okay. If I go here, I can probably change it, but I don't want to mess up with my PC. Okay. So this is one way to do it. If you don't, for example, don't want someone to change this and you just visualize this, you can put it that way. Here on target again, one way direction, and then here I usually change the color when things are not able to change. Okay, so it's gonna be fill color and probably use some gray area there. Okay, you cannot change anything, but at least you have the actual date and time of the HMI. Okay, in my case is my PC is simulated. So this is how you can show, for example, the date and time of your HMI. Now, how you can change this. Okay, so imagine that we have a PLC. We're going to share 4 variables. Okay, so it's going to be the year, the month, the day, and this one is going to be the hour, minutes, minutes, seconds, and it's hours, minutes, seconds, and years. So this can be for a different source. In this case, I use internal just for easiness. But in your case, it will be the PLC that's synchronized with something else or whatever, and then this is going to update the HMI. So I have this now. So what we can do is to create, for example, a script for here that every a period of time, let's say, my case can be probably faster, so I can show you every 15 seconds. Okay, it will change the date and time. So what we need to do is to make a value change from a variable, okay, to a target variable. It's going to be our HMI target. Okay, so the variable is going to be, for example, start with the years, target dot the name of the target, which by default is target 01, date and time dot, and here we just need to access to the year. Okay, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. I'm going to copy this tree and paste it here. Okay, so here it's going to be months, this is going to be days, here's going to be hours, it's going to be minutes, it's going to be seconds. Good. And here we just need to modify, instead of years, it's going to be month, instead of years, it's going to be days, instead of years, it's going to be hours, instead of years, it's going to be minutes, instead of seconds, it's going to be, instead of years, it's going to be seconds. So this will update the HMI based on the information I have into here. Okay. And in my case, it's going to be every seconds, or you can do it, I don't know, every 1 minute, 2 minutes, whatever you want to synchronize this. So now I'm going to the screen again. I'm going to put a grid here, columns. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to paste display. We need a few more. Oh. Few more columns. 1, 2. Okay. This, oops, like that. You can use grid or just put it as you want. Okay. So let's change how we can visualize this. I'm going to use, for example, days, month. So this one is going to be a different one. I'm going to copy this, copy and paste it again. So it's going to be, for example, date, and this one's going to be time. Time's going to be this one. Okay. So here I need to select the right variable. Target by default is date and time. Here we just need to define the date. And this one's going to be the time. Target time. Now if you simulate this, you can see that it's separated. Okay, good. So now what I'm going to do is to let's add some text here. This one's going to be like that. Ctrl C, Ctrl B. Oops. Like that. Ctrl C, Ctrl B. Here's going to be like that. Ctrl C, Ctrl B. Ctrl. Oh. Let me see, optional list. I'm going to display. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. There we go. So just to separate the things, okay, you can play much better with this. For example, changing the rows. So I was going to say 20, this one 20, and this one's going to be 20 and 20. Okay, so we need to match this. Here in this case, I'm going to use decimals. It's going to be two decimals. Oops. And this one's going to be only 4 for the year, and this one's going to be only 2, and only 2. Now we need to assign the variable. So in this case, I'm going to use the variable for the date. 2 ways to write in. This one's going to be the month. This one's going to be the year. This one's going to be the hours. It's going to be the minutes. Minutes. And finally the seconds. Okay. So based on this, I should be able to change the date and time, or update every 50 seconds the date and time. So what I'm going to do now is to download this to the HMI. I'm going to save this first. Okay, I already saved this. Now I'm gonna try to download to the HMI. Yeah. Okay, need to update the firmware. I'm gonna keep. Okay. Doesn't matter. Okay. So just wait for this to finish. I have the HMI next to me, but it's downloading everything. I don't want to remove the power supply, but it's next to me. You need to trust me. Now when it's finished, I will connect to the web viewer, the connection, so I can open the web viewer. It's almost done. In this case, you can see how it's the upgrade of the firmware or the runtime. Okay, it's almost done. Do not turn this product. Please wait for reboot. That's the indication I have on the other side. Okay. It's booting up. It's booting up. So let me just access to the web view. So I tried to access to the web viewer. I had opened the other screen. So this is the IP address 8082 web viewer port/index of HTML. So I need to use the password LTA88, which is the one. Did it wrong? I need to put this. Okay, let's download this again. What happens when you want to do the things faster without thinking too much? Overwrite. Just allow the access, and also the security level I change to a bigger one. So I will put it to connect again. It's booting up. It's booting up. It's booting up. Okay. Operation. Here you can see that I have the HMI. It's running, and every 15 seconds it will come back to normal. In this case, it's not doing this part because this the value is 0. Okay, and every 15 seconds it should go to 0. So let's say today is the 1st of December of 2027. And it's the 8:45. There we go. I was using 1 there before. Okay, let's change this to 15 of May. That's among 7. I don't know which one it is. So now, there we go, and it changed. So this is how you can play around with the updating the firmware, date and time. So ideally, you will have the PLC. Or this is the case because the PLC is the one probably that has the SMTP or NTP. The HMI doesn't. So the PLC will request the date and time, and then you just send that information to the HMI to update every the time that you want it to be updated. Okay, and you can see that once you have all the variables there, just need to go to the target date and time and access to each variable independently, and then you can update the date and time of the application and the runtime of the HMI. Okay, so this is how we can update the date and time of HMI. Okay, I know it took quite some time, but I wanted to explain all the different things. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video, and I see you on the next one.